Slightly Large Mitchell gave me a pretty good ranking idea, so I went with it. And I'm ranking all 32 teams' current center ice designs in their NHL arenas. This will incorporate how they place their logos, how they design their red lines, how they use their surrounding arena names, and what more they might bring in addition to that. And this is my own opinion, so there may be some bias, but not too much this time. I hope. And a big shout out to thefaceoff.net, where I got all of my center ice images from. They've got so much on there, and it goes back a long ways. You know, you can look at close-ups of the designs, at the full views of the ice. There's even some history of arena names and logos. The people running this really do a lot. And there are actually also concepts which look usually a lot better than teams' current center ice designs. Like check out this really unreal St. Louis one. I mean, St. Louis, take notes because yours really ranks low. Not as low as number 32, the Arizona Coyotes. They kind of get last place because they share their center ice with a different team. Like the logo is not just Coyotes, it's also the Sun Devils. So that basically puts it in last right there. It's kind of a split identity, whereas the rest of the NHL teams, they don't have that. So that's here at number 32. But in 31, yes, we have St. Louis. They didn't get too far up the list. Again, take notes from those concepts because you could do a lot better, especially when we look at some of the teams that are at the very top tier. There's so much more that can be done with a lot of these center ice things. It's just, they could make it look so nice. But anyway, yeah, St. Louis, solid red line. Their logo is just the full logo, which is okay. I mean, a lot of teams do that. But I just feel like with St. Louis, a lot of that right hand side is just left with blank space because of it. So it makes it look a little bit more boring as well. And then their arena name, I don't know. I don't know. It's just done in such a way where the color isn't really blues colors. And yeah, I don't know. When I look at this compared to the other ones, I find it a lot more boring. And so I feel like that actually makes it a little bit worse than some of the ones that are a little bit more egregious. Like this next one, I don't like. It has good elements. Number 30 is Columbus, and I know this is biased by me. I've said it a lot of times before. I am not a big fan of the logo here, of the Columbus Blue Jackets logo. I like the star pattern that goes down the middle. I think that's really cool. But the logo is not one of my favorite logos. And the fact that the point is cut off because of the red line, I don't like. And you'll see that with a few others. The red line sometimes gets in the way, and sometimes you can't help it. Like here, what would you do? Maybe put the cannon. I know. Some Jackets fans don't like me saying that, but oh, I love saying it because I wish they would do that. But yeah, like I don't know. It just kind of the tip of that star is just cut off, so it kind of makes the top part look a little blank, and I don't know. It doesn't really look like the logo, even though I don't like the logo that much. You kind of don't see it as much, so I just don't like it. And so it's here at 30. At 29, I got Carolina, and I love the storm flag red line, but the rest of it, I just think the colors are so off with the arena name. PNC Arena, like the blue and the orange. It's just, yeah, I think that really takes this down. I don't know what they can do about it. I know it's a sponsor, but yeah, in terms of looks, it's higher up because again, that red line I just think is cool that it has the storm flags on there. I think that's awesome. But apart from that, like I just can't rank it too highly. 28, I got Washington, and this is mostly just here because of the logo. Because, yeah, you have that awesome star pattern that goes all the way down. Capital One Arena around the edges, it's whatever. It's kind of like, eh. But the logo in the middle, of course, is just like, why not do the Weagle, or why not do something else and just design it a lot better? I know even one of the concepts that I saw there was a better version of this, too. And they could eat that, and it would be way better. But yeah, I have this at 28 because again, just kind of seems a little boring, even though they do spice it up with that nice red line with the stars. I like that. But yeah, other than that, you're not going to get too much higher. 27, I've got the Winnipeg Jets, and I feel bad for this because they should be a team that really has a really nice design because they have a circular logo. And as you'll see in the future, circular logos just make for very, very good center ice designs. They help it so much because it's a circle, right? And the only thing with Winnipeg here is just it just is cut off again, right? You got nice jets down the middle, but the middle part, the top point of the jet and the top point of what would be, the Canadian maple leaf, it just, yeah, it just makes it look so off. I feel like it should be pointing in a different direction. Maybe north. I think it faces either east or west. I think it's pointing either east or west. I'm not sure. But maybe point it north. Like, that'd be cool, right? Make the jet in the middle point north. True north, right? Anyway. Yeah, so it's here down lower than it should be because, again, circular logos, they just look so good on these usually, but this is the worst version of that. So sorry, Winnipeg, I got you very low. Even lower than some more generic things, just because of that. 26, I've got the Philadelphia Flyers. They're the only team right now that does this double logo thing, other than, I guess, Arizona and the Sun Devils. But double of the same logo, I should say. Double of their NHL team logo. And I actually think it looks pretty good. Should they do a full logo? I don't know, but I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, I have it higher than some others. You might find this a little boring, but I think it looks pretty clean, pretty good. The red line in the middle is pretty interesting as well. Wells Fargo Center, I mean, the black, of course, just goes so well with everything. So yeah, it's here. It's not something that stands out too much, but it does stand out in its own ways, being the only team with both their logos on each side. So yeah. 25, I've got the Ottawa Senators. Kind of a boring one here. Another solid red line down the middle. I feel like this logo fills out the space a little bit better than the St. Louis Blues did, which is why they're higher up. And I also feel like they really use and this is why they're 25th, they really use their arena name, I think, in a really nice, good way. I know it's a sponsor, I know, but like, I don't know, the way that it wraps around gives it a nice outer space kind of, not outer space as in like the universe or whatever, but like they use that outside space really well with it, and so it looks more full, and I really appreciate that about this. So it does move up a few spots because of that. 24, I have the Montreal Canadiens, and in a different way, the space on the outside is not filled out as well, but I like the symmetry of the Centre Bell just being on the outside there. And I don't know, not taking too much space. If you do it symmetrically, nicely like that, I don't know, I think it looked nice, so I have it here. Again, the middle line is not anything really that special, but of course the Canadiens logo fills out the middle space a lot better than the Blues logo and even the Senators logo, so I do have it a little bit higher here. At 23, I have my favorite team, the Vancouver Canucks. Again, I think that logo in the middle just fills things out really nicely. Rogers Arena, while I don't like Rogers, the way that it goes around is not really egregious in any way, and so I don't know. The middle line, I guess, is a little bit more on the boring side. It's not solid red, but it's just kind of barber pole, so there's that. But I feel like the reason it's up here, maybe it's bias on my part as a Canucks fan, I don't know, but I feel like that logo just really fills out the middle part well. Now, could they do better? Of course, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good for just putting their logo in the middle. I think this is one of the better ones. And the best one, though, would be the Chicago Blackhawks. I mean, their logo looks so good. Just throw that in the middle. Looks awesome. The United Center words going around and the little logos on the side. I think that looks good for, a sponsored arena name. So that's good on them for that. Even though the middle line is the red line, right, is not maybe the most exciting thing. I think the rest of this works well enough to put it up here at 22. So it doesn't do anything wrong. Could it make something better? Oh yeah, but it doesn't do anything wrong, and it's got, I think, the nicest logo of the ones that just kind of have that in the middle that aren't circular logos. Because sometimes circular logo teams just put their logo in the middle and it looks really good because it fills everything out. So that's why some of them are higher, even though, man, this is one of the top logos in the league for sure, in my opinion at least. 21, I've got the LA Kings, and they're kind of higher up just because of their crowns in the center line. I like that. The red line, right? Just that crown kind of pattern looks good. Their logo, of course, could change, so they're lower down because of their logo in the middle, just not being great. There's some awesome Kings designs as well that are in the concept bin on Faceoff, the faceoff.net. So I think that might play into it as well. They could just do a lot better, but overall, not bad, not bad. Number 20, I have Pittsburgh, and I really like the diamond design here, but I think there is a team that does the diamond design better, which is the Colorado Avalanche. I like the thinner diamonds, but again, you're doing something a little bit different with the red line. The logos in the middle look great, they look fine, but yeah. And I actually, for this one in particular, I don't mind the little squares that say ball on the edges. I think that looks good. I know it's a company, logo, which is, I found out recently that they're a company that makes jars, I think, like canning jars. They might do more than that. I don't know. I've always thought it was like ball as in like Bally Sports, like just shortened like that, but I don't know that is the case at all. I don't know if this jar company has anything to do with Bally Sports. But anyway, it's just things that I think of. But I don't know. I Ball Arena, yeah, let's do it. Number 18, I got the Seattle Kraken. They're a little higher up because they've got that anchor, that nice anchor texture in the middle. So I like that. Otherwise, it's another one of those things with, I think the Climate Pledge Arena words go around nicely and have a nice symmetry. And green is not too bad. I mean, they didn't have a sponsor for this. This isn't really a sponsor, so they just kind of made this on their own. And I think that kind of green, I know it's a different kind of green, but I think it doesn't work badly with the middle logo and anything like that. So yeah, I don't mind this at all. It's kind of like, yeah, in the middle, it's in the middle. Number 17, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning. And again, they're up this high for a similar reason. I really like the bolt texture down the middle. And I don't think that the outside is that egregious. It is kind of weird, I guess, to see red with the logo of Tampa Bay and with that team identity, but it's also not at all weird to see the red here in the center because you have a red line anyway. So I think it works actually quite well. I think it works well. And yeah, again, that bolt design in the middle just strikes me as nice. So yeah. Halfway point, we have the Calgary Flames. I think that red line looks amazing. So apart from that, it's just like, yeah, Scotiabank Saddledome, it goes around nicely. Yeah, the Calgary Flames logo is nice in the middle there, although it's just the logo. But it's ranked this high because of the middle, where it's just the Calgary Flames logo, and it looks awesome. I like that a lot. Number 15, I have the Detroit Red Wings, and again, you got, kind of that logo. And the logo is an amazing logo. I love the Red Wings logo. It doesn't fill up the middle space that well, but I don't know if that matters that much in this case. I feel like it works a little better. And yeah, the red line in the middle with the little Detroit Red Wings logos on it is pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Little Caesars Arena. I like that the arena has that kind of puck design, and so that actually might have bumped it up a couple spots. That puck design on the back part of the arena, I like that. Now, Little Caesars being an orange, yeah, I mean, that does, knock this down maybe from where it might be otherwise if it was a different color. I don't know. I just kind of saw them and looked at them and I was like, you know what? This kind of seems like it's the right spot. Just ahead of Calgary there, I like the puck, but just below the New York Islanders, who really fill out their space amazingly because, again, they have a circular logo. So this is the first of the really good uses of the circular logo because I really feel like Winnipeg just kind of doesn't have the best use of theirs. But yeah, this looks good because, yeah, there's just all that space in the middle is just filled right out. And yeah, it's just the logo, but looks good. And also, I like the UBS Arena. I like the key little thing there. I think that's a nice touch. I don't know. I know it's just the UBS Arena logo, but whatever. So yeah, I mean, I'm taking a little those little things into account as well. Number 13, another key. Not as good of a key, I don't think, a logo, but I think overall this center ice design is better. And yeah, another very nice circular use of the Sabres logo. Uh, Great use of a circular logo, as the Sabres logo is circular. And so yeah, and then I also really like those swords going down the middle. I think that's really cool. The red line. I think that's awesome. I love these red line designs. I haven't really noticed a lot of them before I looked into this video, and so it's really cool to see some of them. That one in particular is pretty awesome. At number 12, I have the Edmonton Oilers. Another great use of the circular design. Or, sorry, a great... I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. You know what I mean, though. The circle logo makes this look really good, and so there we go. Rogers Place, whatever to that. That's kind of like a whatever. The reason I have it at 12 is I really like the oil drop in the middle. I think that's one of the designs that looks the best in the middle. Dripping down and dripping up. Or if you're on the other side of the arena, dripping up. And, well, I don't even know. Anyway, it's good stuff. Number 11, I've got the Florida Panthers, and they're using their 30th anniversary logo this year. I love the Leaping Panther. Not as much, though, in its corporate kind of form. It's kind of updated corporate form. I love the old Florida Panther, and so I mean that obviously makes me think that this could be way better. But I love that it's a Leaping Panther regardless. I love the stick breaking in the middle. I think that's awesome to put in the middle there. And so, yeah, the only thing is I feel like the Panther's face is blocked out a little bit. Now, what can you really do about that? Would it be better to turn it sideways? I don't know. But it does look a little odd. But also, it could look kind of cool as well. Whereas it's like, either side of the line, it's like you got those eyes staring you down. So I don't know. I don't really know. But I have it here at 11th. The stars in the middle, I mean, that gives it some nice, a nice little touch there in the red line there. That's nice. But the Amarant Bank Arena, I don't know, the Amarant font and the Bank Arena font, and then also the size of how it says Amarant and how it's a little bit smaller where it says Bank Arena. I know the colors work well with Florida, but just the size and the fonts don't work as well together, I don't think. So I don't know if that really bumped it down, but it's just a thing that I'm gonna like knock it a little bit for as I get picky. I'm getting picky. But moving into the top 10, I've got Nashville. And yeah, Bridgestone, again, that being something that's a bigger kind of font than how it says arena, or they made it bigger, right? So don't like that really about it, but the rest of it is pretty good. I love it. You've got their anniversary logo, 25th, in the middle here. They got NP, and they switch it, so they alternate. Like, there's a lot going on in the middle of that red line there. So I like that as well. The white spaces have the Preds logo, and the alternate logo is in the red there, the NP, so I think that's good. And yeah, just overall good stuff. So yeah, definitely belongs in the top 10. Number 9, I've got Toronto. And another thing I don't really like about this is, again, the top of the leaf is kind of cut off, the point part. So there's that, but the rest of this is really awesome. It's really awesome. And I think what really bumps this up for me is just seeing the Canadian flag in the middle of the red line there. I mean, obviously, the Canadian flag uses a maple leaf, so it makes sense. The Maple Leafs, they're in Canada. But I just think that looks so awesome that I bumped it up way up to number 9. So that's what I have here. Number 8, I've got the Dallas Stars. They recently changed this. They had the normal Stars logo last year in the middle, but this year they did the Texas kind of state shape logo, and so that's pretty good, and it works well with the middle line where the red line is the Texas state shape again. There's a bunch of little Texases down in the middle there. So that's pretty awesome. And so that really bumps it up, because from their main logo to the Texas state logo in the middle, that's kind of a like, it's okay, it's cool. But I really like when we get into the state shapes in the middle here, and that's what really bumps these next few up because more teams do this. Minnesota Wild, they do this, the state of hockey. And so I have them here. Love this logo. It doesn't fill out things as much, but it is my favorite logo in the NHL, so maybe that's why I put it a little bit higher than the Dallas Stars logo. But again, the state design down the middle I think is really awesome, so I have it here at number 7. And at number 6, another state design, which I think is done a little bit better, is the New Jersey Devils. They've got it in white. Their state is white in the midst of red, so showing off that real nice red line there. I think that's really cool. I like it better. And the the Prudential Center, they have a good logo. I like seeing the mountain there. I've always liked seeing the mountain there. It looks really good on the outside of their arena, as I mentioned in my arena video. It looks really good here around the middle, so that definitely played into putting it a little bit higher than the Wild and the Stars as well. But again, by itself, it would have been ahead anyway, just because I just like seeing the state logo in the red instead of in the white. Although the Texas does look good in the white, so I don't know. Anyway, I have it here at number 6. And so we're getting into the top 5 now. And number 5, I have San Jose. And what brings it down a little bit is just the SAP logo. I know, again, it's just the sponsor logo. They have to have it there or whatever. Maybe they don't have to have it there. I don't know. But the fact that it's there kind of detracts from the rest of it. But the rest I absolutely love. I love the font going around. I think that looks kind of clean. It looks good. I love the little edge that they took out of the outer circle for the fin point, I guess. I think that looks really good. I love how they use their secondary logo in the middle. I think that looks pretty cool. And I love, love, love the shark fins in the red line there. I think that looks really cool. So overall, just awesome stuff from San Jose. And number 4, I've got the Boston Bruins. And again, I know it's just their logo in the middle, but man, does it ever look good. I just think it looks so nice. This has always been my favorite Boston logo, is the one with the yellow B in the middle. Although I like kind of the older design. This is kind of an updated version of the yellow B logo. But it still looks absolutely amazing. I love how the yellow goes all the way around. You don't have that kind of small blue circle that most teams have in the middle. Instead, it's just like this whole circle. It's made from the yellow. It's made from the logo. So I think that's really cool. The only thing I would knock, again, if I could knock anything, it doesn't knock it down any places. It didn't bring it up any places. But the TD green logo, I always hate it on the Canucks jerseys. And it doesn't look any better here beside the green, or beside the yellow, I mean. Yeah. Or the orange, the gold. I don't know. I guess it's like a little darker than just yellow and maybe a little lighter than just orange. I don't know. But anyway, did they call it marigold? For some reason, I feel like they call it marigold. But if that's not the case, my apologies. But again, like, I'm not really moving it up and down a spot for the TD logo again. It doesn't really detract from it too much for me. I just think this looks so nice at center ice. Good, good stuff. Number 3, I got the New York Rangers, who have such a good thing going on in the middle here. Their logo, they've got the nice 1926, the inaugural season when they debuted. I think that's awesome. And they got a nice circle design around that I think a lot more teams should do. They got nice New York Rangers on top, Madison Square Garden on the bottom. Love it. All around good stuff. At number 2, I've got the Anaheim Ducks. This is awesome. And I actually don't even mind how busy it is around where it says Honda Center diagonally, how they're different fonts and all that. I actually think that looks cool. It looks like a little bit of a, I don't know, a whirlwind, I guess. The 30th anniversary logo in the middle looks cool. The red line with the Ducks, Mighty Ducks, and then the Ducks logos, that's awesome. But where this really shines is that nice like jade or teal, whatever you want to call it, design circle around. You know, you got the yellow lines going at the top, and then it says Anaheim Ducks fly together, and it has the Anaheim Ducks logo, and then it has the Mighty Ducks logo, and it says Mighty Ducks, and I love that it says Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks fly together, and so Yeah, that whole design is just awesome and definitely puts it at number two. But number one, if you didn't know already, I think it's probably the most obvious number one that I've ever had. It's Vegas. They just made this look amazing. The design in the middle and the red line, that's awesome. T-Mobile Arena, nothing egregious is done there. It's just kind of a meh thing. But the middle part here is just so amazing. That outer design, the Vegas logo itself, like the back part is like the background is a map, the realm of cold and ice. I love that. I love how it's a map. That's just so awesome. And so it fills it out so well, does such a good job with it. And so that is your number one, the Vegas Golden Knights. So there you go. And yeah, so that's my video. If you want to see anything else that I rank, I'm putting a playlist up here. If you like this video, like it. But yeah, I just uh, I just think this logo here is the best. Not the logo itself, but the center ice design, I should say, is the best. And so yeah, that's my list of this. So there you go.